Good morning and welcome to the morning Roundup. I hope that you have your morning beverages at the ready. Let's begin for your daily digest of musings and snippets of information and hopefully some positive news. Okay. So what's coming up on the feed this morning? Predicting tsunamis could help save thousands of lives, according to Wired UK. Scientists are creating artificial lava in a bid to understand tsunamis and the dynamic of that. And that's up on the Wired UK currently. What we got on Time Health? Time Health tells us that if you wish to prevent the deadliest diseases, eat more fibre, apparently. Now let's just expand to see what the deadliest diseases are, according to them. Heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes and colon cancer. So if you wish to reduce those diseases, eat more fibre. All right. I read that Disneyland is home to dozens of feral cats that Disney captured, spayed and neutered, then re-released to control the rodent population in the park. Also learned about a Dutch bicycle company that puts pictures of TVs on their bike boxes to prevent damage while shipping. Doing so saw an 80% decrease in damage. Smart company, really. I wonder if that extends to, I don't know, novelty merchandise or something. This is a funny one. Read that sodium citrate is the secret ingredient to make any cheese into smooth, creamy nacho cheese sauce. Coincidentally, sodium citrate's chemical formula is Na3C6H5O7. If you remove the numbers, it spells NaCHO, nacho. Some words on stoicism. I like to kind of weave a little bit of that in each day, just to kind of build you up for the day. Modern people sit comfortably in air-conditioned rooms and derange themselves with misinformation and hyperbole. The world is going insane, they shout at an unhearing screen. The world, or you. And another snippet of musing is, this is by the Stoic Emperor, of course, when you are upset, you are likely to sacrifice the well-being of tomorrow to appease the hurt feelings of today. Not a good trade. Subject your emotions to a cooling off period before you allow them to guide major decisions. That definitely resonates true. Sometimes when I find that in my youth, I would do something recklessly and impulsively just as a kickback to wanting to change the way that things really were. And it definitely robbed my enjoyment of further down the line, I think, because you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of reality, as Ayn Rand said. The first automobile racetrack in America was the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which had 3 million cobblestones. 95% of the entire lemon crop produced in the US is from California and Arizona. It's a big number. SciPost.org comes in with new findings on brain functional connectivity provide insights into psychological resilience. So I guess that they find a link between the way that the brain between a person's innate resilience to the struggles of life and functional connections within the brain. Okay. Live with a grateful heart. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and hope. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into clarity, problems into gifts, failures into success, the unexpected into perfect timing, mistakes into important events. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, creates a vision for tomorrow. And it helps to build the idea of an abundance mentality, I think, as well, when you realise that there's always an option for you. It kind of reinforces that sense of gratitude, or at least gives you that perspective. It's all about perspective this week. As Howard Moon said, did he? It's from The Mighty Boosh, if anybody watched that, from the 20s. Okay, life balance. Life is about balance. Be kind, but don't allow people to abuse you. Trust, but don't be deceived. Be content, but never stop improving yourself. So life really is about that balance. It's about finding that place where you can continue to push forward, but sometimes you have to do so at your own pace. And the Cheshire Therapy Room comes in with a snippet of information. A diverse mental toolbox is really important for building resilience, but we often use the same tools even when they aren't working. Therapy can help you look at your existing tools and find new ones to find what fits for you. And the article goes into further information on what the mental toolbox is. I won't go too deep on it, but what have we got here? 7 common mental tools everyone should use. There endless while there while there are an endless amount of different mental tools, techniques, tricks to change your mindset. Here are the 7 most common tools people use to enhance their self-improvement. All of these should be a part of anyone's mental toolbox. And it goes on to mention affirmations, which is a popular tool, something positive, inspiring for yourself to repeat to yourself, like having a pep talk, essentially. Meditation, taking the time out to learn to breathe and just be in the moment, not be too focused on the past or the future. Reframing, which is a cognitive behavioral therapy technique. For example, you think no one likes me. However, it's kind of helpful to reframe that belief into people will like me once they get to know me. So it's about looking at things in abundance. Visualization, where we mentally rehearse a new behavior inside our mind until we become more comfortable and more adept at it. Kind of practicing internally. Nudges. Nudge is a small change in our environment that influences us to make a certain choice or action. For example, something as simple as setting an alert on your phone to remind you to take out the garbage or feed the dog would be considered that type of a nudge. List building is another one, which kind of speaks for itself. When you have a list, you can create a structure. Lists are so important. And writing, keeping a journal. Again, like I've mentioned in a few of these shows so far, making it physical. The thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and how that can be a mess sometimes. Writing it down to have that clarity, to have that objectivity to what's in your head, really helps. It certainly helped me, that's for certain. Okay. Psychology living. Hearing your name being called when no one is actually calling your name is a likely sign of a healthy mind, apparently according to them. And also, music is so influential on the brain that the type you listen to actually has the ability to change the way you think and look at the world. Mindfulness wellness. Take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad. Love when you've got. And remember, love what you've got and remember what you had. Always forgive, but not forget. Learn from your mistakes, never regret. Sounds like lyrics, doesn't it? People change, things go wrong, but just remember life goes on. Life goes on irregardless of how you want things to be. It's better to overcome, adapt, than to stay stuck in the mud. And also another quote by Mindfulness Wellness. The best revenge is no revenge. Move on. Be happy. Let's throw in a daily motivational quote, shall we? When you stop chasing the wrong things, you give the right things a chance to catch you. Basically, you make yourself available for the right things to find you, is what I take from that. Either I will find a way, or I will make one. Either way, you will get the job done. Slight positive affirmation, essentially. And this is a good one. You know, for a long time, I didn't realise that, as a kid, I didn't realise fully to the extent of what you had to back up your words with your actual actions. But this quote really sums up when it actually clicked for me. The best apology is changed behaviour. Yeah. Corrective action. Those sort of actions speak volumes, I think. Okay, and we have real words coming in with 2 further positive affirmations and musings. No matter how educated, talented, rich or cool you believe you are, how you treat people ultimately tells all. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge the future. Temporary people give permanent lessons. So true. Okay. A little bit of news. And digital health and wellness coming in to tell us that Kaya Health, who've done a lot of good over the past few years, have raised $10 million to treat chronic pain with AI and apps. So I read a little bit about this article last night, and essentially they're using a body tracker which is able to track the user's posture and places that might create the most pain, and they're able to help that person realign themselves through the app as to what would create the least amount of pain from posture, etc. Because I've never suffered from chronic pain myself, but I have friends who do, and aside physically, psychologically and mentally and on your spirit, it must weigh a person down. So anything that can be done to help relieve some of that chronic pain has got to be better than nothing at all. And digital health and wellness also coming in with a smart glove that could help stroke patients with their hand movements, and it's by a company called Neofect Repel, and it's called a smart glove to help stroke patients in the hand movements by making rehabilitation fun. So it connects up to an application such as a game of tennis or something, and the glove itself seems to respond to the movements and helps guide the movements. Okay, and it's easy to keep tabs on as well. Fantastic. Okay, that kind of sums up today's roundup. I'd just like to say thank you so much for checking out this video. I've had a couple of suggestions on the last video, which I'll try and integrate into tomorrow's video. So all I have left to say is thank you so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you in tonight's ASMR video. Take care. See you soon.